I've been in crypto for about 5 years now, determinedly. I've had dust on wallets from mining Bitcoin from like 2012. So I've been around for a while, I've held through a few cycles, and my thoughts on exchanges have been developing all the while. I know about all of the exchanges that got hacked in the past, and I'm aware of insolvency issues that these exchanges have. But really, recently, it started to just become ridiculous. When you are holding Bitcoin on an exchange, you're getting a return of 3%, 4%, 5%. Here is the tweet that got me blocked by NEXO. So this is currently arguably the best exchange. They are relatively solvent, and they also offer APYs on crypto, especially Bitcoin. I've held substantial balances of my total crypto portfolio, especially Bitcoin, on NEXO for about 18 months, but that changes as of recently, especially as of right now, because I saw one of their tweets and I responded to it with a couple of tweets, and then some random fucking schmuck started contradicting me, and as soon as I hit back at him with this, first of all he blocked me, and then also Nexo blocked me, which is remarkable. So when I saw that, that really sealed it for me. I'm pulling all of my crypto off of Nexo. I've already pulled everything off of blockfi because I anticipate blockfi having problems. We've already seen Celsius go under, we've already seen all of these other ones pause withdrawals. And I've been thinking about the numbers that are involved with these exchanges and these APYs and the risk that's involved, and it's just not worth it. And the tweet here really does sum up my thoughts on this. So Bitcoin is a unique opportunity. If you go back 10 years, it's maintained an annual doubling every year. It's decentralized, so you don't actually need exchanges. That's the whole point. You don't need banks. You don't actually need an APY because Bitcoin is inherently deflationary. People are always going to be losing their Bitcoin. The total circulating supply of Bitcoin is always going to be decreasing. So you're not really incentivized to do anything except hold and keep your keys. And this is the rule. This is the most important rule of crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. And when you have your crypto on exchanges, and those exchanges go bust, that is when you really see why that rule exists. I haven't lost any crypto so far to exchanges going bust, but I did try to make an account on Celsius, and if I was able to have made an account on Celsius and deposited on it, I'm going to bring that up. So here is the headline. Celsius customers are losing hope of seeing their money again as crypto meltdown continues. State securities regulators in Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, New Jersey, and Washington State are investigating Celsius's decision to freeze customer accounts. I don't think people in the UK or in Europe have ever really been able to make accounts on Celsius. I was blocked, I think, by my country, and I think that's because of regulations here in the UK or here in the EU. So I've actually been conceivably, ostensibly protected from insolvency and loss of my capital by local regulations. And that's the only time that would have happened, that could have happened. The one time I was actually going to conceivably put myself at risk is if I would have done what I did with BlockFi, NEXO, Binance, and just split all of my Bitcoin and all my cryptos as well as I could between all of the exchanges that were offering an APY, and try to get all of the benefits without any of the risk of a total loss. Because if you can hold all of your crypto on like 5 or 6 exchanges, just split all of your Bitcoin among like 5 exchanges, say, and get 5% per year, then if you were to lose all of your crypto on one exchange, you would lose at max 16 or 17%. So that would be 3 years of APY. Just say it's like 3 years of 5% to be generous. So you would have made that back within 3 years. So you could afford to have an exchange go insolvent on you, and you would still be breaking even, and you would have never been exposed to any risk of a total loss, but you would have been getting a 5% APY or a 6% APY or a 4% APY. So that was my thinking over the past 18 months. As long as I didn't have all my crypto in the same place, I could split and conceivably get the returns of the exchanges. And up until now, it's been working quite well. But fucking Celsius going under and BlockFi being apparently in trouble, when I thought BlockFi should have been safe because they have such bad rates. I already pulled a lot off of BlockFi because their rates were just so bad. I was being greedy and I was thinking I should have it all on Binance and NEXO and get an extra 1% or 2%. BlockFi is the safest one with the lowest rates, and they're the ones that are having to be bailed out by FTX. BlockFi receives $250 million credit facility from FTX. The proceeds will be used to fulfill client balances across all accounts. What the fuck? So BlockFi are in trouble. And FTX is going around having to bail people out, and they might emerge as a monopolist, as a monopoly. And then we have NEXO, who has always offered the best rates, but who just fucking blocked me because I pointed out the risk is not remotely worth it. They can't handle it being pointed out. Like, they probably deal with this a lot. They must deal with people pointing this out a lot. I must not be the only one, but I don't really see people pointing this out at the moment. If you're going to be putting your crypto, your Satoshi stack, on exchanges that have a 10 or 20% chance of being insolvent and going bankrupt and having all of their assets liquidated and sold while you get nothing in return, if it's like a 10 or 20% chance per year while they're offering an APY of 4%, that is just a fucking absolute dog shit deal. Who the fuck would take that? Do you not have any mind for risk management? It's just not worth it. These exchanges are not worth it. Even if you're going to be really generous and say, oh, something like NEXO, it can usually last like 5 years or 10 years. That is still not worth it. A 100% loss occurring half of the time every 2.5 years, every 5 years, even every 10 years, it's not worth it. The rate has to be way better. And the thing is, the better the rate is, the less sustainable they are as a business, because they're going to be leveraged to fuck, and they're not going to have any solvency, so it's just not worth it. These exchanges are just not sustainable. And that's obvious from the fact that crypto can go down to its previous all-time high from the last cycle of like $17,000 or $18,000 per Bitcoin or $20,000, and exchanges are just going belly up all over the fucking place, and there's contagion all throughout the market. So yeah, fuck NEXO for blocking me for just it's just a 280 character tweet where it's just simple risk assessment. Yeah, fuck NEXO. NEXO can get fucked. I'm pulling everything off NEXO. I'm probably never depositing anything on NEXO ever again. Binance has never given me any problems. I have nothing bad to say about Binance. And the guy, the head of the company on Twitter, his tweets are relatively decent and reassuring. But all of these other exchanges, they range from either outright fucking scams where there's just rug pulling going on, or they get hacked, or it's at the other end of the spectrum where you have NEXO, which is really a really big exchange that's really relatively successful, that has a lot of interest. It even offers all of these like credit lines and all this stuff. Like, you can deposit crypto and withdraw dollars or pounds and have your crypto as collateral for that while earning APY. There's all this stuff that's on offer, but I just don't see it. Like, see, when they're this unable to tolerate scrutiny to the extent that they have to block people that point this stuff out on Twitter, yeah, I don't think these businesses are sustainable. See, I was considering leaving my crypto on NEXO, some of it, after the recent insolvency crisis, like the bubble bursting. But after being blocked like this, I have no trust whatsoever in NEXO. This looks really skeevy. So yeah, I'm pulling everything off. Fuck NEXO, fuck BlockFi, fuck exchanges. Also, BlockFi recently started charging 25,000 satoshis per withdraw, when before that it was free. So that's another thing. They're trying to coerce people into just hodling on their exchange instead of doing what they should be doing, which is getting a decent system of cold wallets, hard wallets, and holding in the way that's intended, and just getting the long-term deflationary returns of crypto as Bitcoin starts to dominate against the dollar, against fiat, which is the way to go. And it's never been more obvious to me than now.